You've done well staying anonymous. It took us a while to track you down. A lot has happened in the last year. Far too much of it public. But there's stuff going on behind the scenes. I never wanted to be president. I'm not great with stress. With my mother's... I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here because part of the fallout of Sam's book is that everyone's coming out of the woodwork. Now that it's public. You may have seen that man on the cover of News Time. It was a disaster for us. And then Miracle went and made it all about himself. The long and short of it is, a lot of potential cousins just showed up. Sam's helping some of them, but she's not really going about it the right way. And she's not taking calls from anyone in the family. I let it slip through a mutual friend that I found you, and I was stopping in. It's manipulative, but I'm hoping she'll reach out to you. You can let her know I'm on her. In the meantime, if you're willing, I can share our files with you. Pass them along to Sam if she reaches out. I'm genuinely hoping she'll realize how many. Feel free to do your own research. I've been told you enjoy things like this. To each their own.
So guys, this is the other thing. I didn't know it was continue, but it is. So, I'm sure you guys knew all these. We've got new things to be added and a new hidden thing. Okay, let's get into this. Here we go. Our character's just gonna... Where's all the roof? Oh, evil. Raising in the family, y'all. Why does it keep missing the letter? Why is it 5? I said E. So it looks like the man is not so faithful after all. He's been having Shada. That means they have more half-blood laters out there.
Has Clark reached out to you? Well, let me give you a short history lesson about the last few months of my life. 3 different people contacted me, claiming that somewhere in their history, they might be Roottrees. First, that young man, the rapper. I ignored that one. He seemed dubious. But then I saw the news. I felt terrible. So I began helping the others. Because my doubts with Felix were so misfounded, I ended up putting too much faith in the second person that approached me. I went to the media prematurely. I admit, but the third person who contacted me also had a credible case. Before I could help, the company got to them some. The fact that the family silenced them doesn't seem to fill me with hope when it comes to Clark's intentions. But you're making progress based on the leads he gave you. It's really hard for me to get a read on him. I'll let you handle it. I've sent you the case I've been working on, and some company records I managed to track down. The records are quite dense, but hopefully they're useful. Good luck.
Alright, let's see. want to mind me. This is no, Dean. Don't mind me, I don't know what I was doing. I'm bored. So we don't have her name there, so we can't do hers then. Nothing got her. So she dated the best man. Interesting. go. Booyah. So that is one side done. Alright. My room is haunted. Things have been thrown across the room. Interesting. Okay. So it looks like the Terra family is not faithful. They've been cheating. Salazar Slytherin. I never said then. So the youngest one's just like his father.
Sam reached out to me finally. I think I have you to thank for that one. My family's in a bit of a rough patch. Even though the candy is selling better than ever, everyone is fighting over the trust. The majority of us want to dissolve it. On paper, it seems like the right decision. The arguments about what to do next are endless and heated. More than a few Roottrees are worried about losing their wealth. I don't think we deserve it more than anyone else. I love my family, my wife, my daughters, even my son, who I hardly ever get to see. I want to keep them safe and secure, but I didn't do anything to deserve this fortune. Hell, I probably deserve it less than most. It took me way too long to get my life together. Okay, enough about me. Here's the deal. I can't stop the majority from voting one way or another. If you keep passing along potential Roottrees, I'll keep adding them to the list. On the other hand, there's been some leaps forward in genetics. It may sound like science fiction, but we can actually determine who's in the family just by testing their DNA. What you've done so far has been very useful. Just keep filling out the tree and we'll prepare for the tests.
I didn't mean to add that into that. Yeah, let me finish your battle. So we need to find these, all these.
Hey there, it's us. So I just have to say, the work you're doing here is fantastic.
So fantastic, in fact.
There goes Clark. Always the bad cop. Go ahead.
Well, our law firm, Ruby Legal Enterprises, is having trouble keeping up. They're actually begging us to stop submitting new Roottrees. They said it's getting difficult to verify your progress.
Well, consider that a good thing. I told Clark you'd get results.
She says that like I didn't believe her. Regardless, the bad news is it's going to take 5 potential tree additions before anyone locks in from now on. Good luck.
And keep up the good work.
I was mute all this time. God damn it, I've been talking. Some of this is not uploaded.
Hi again. I know you probably thought you were done. But it turns out what you're doing here might have some pretty major repercussions on the family tree.
Again. Also, there's something really strange happening. I can't explain it.
Neither of us can.
I'd call it a simple misunderstanding, but it's digging at the pit of my stomach. I just have a feeling.
Last week, let's just say being the president, sometimes people bring me things.
Just skip to the important part.
Right. One of our janitors brought me some hair she'd found in Ruby Spratt's trash. It was Bonnie Hudson's. Bonnie is Guy's sister. She'd sent us her hair to test potential Roottrees, since her DNA is closest to Guy's. But Ruby threw it out, and I wasn't sure why she would have done that. Especially right before we began testing the tree you provided. When I asked, she told me she thought the samples needed to be fresh every time they did a test.
It seems really odd. Ruby was the one who convinced us to do DNA testing in the first place. She seemed so knowledgeable. I don't like it. You've done more of a deep dive on these people than anybody else has. Clark will keep a closer eye on the DNA tests from now on. You have an eye for anomalies. We need you to find the smoking guns.
If there's anyone you're 100% positive can't be a Roottree,
Or any you've got definitive evidence are Roottrees, then we might be able to catch Ruby in a lie.
Okay. So I think we've got to find out what's hiding. I think it's because he's had a woohoo with another. Nina Dean. Tyler Munshi. Brandy Dean. Aaron Dean. And you. Oh my god, it's like he's getting fucking long. Hey. What's wrong?
I was going upstairs like a fucking fan.
Yes, you are.
Oh,
shouldn't rush it because she gets angry when you do that. You won't like it if she did to you when you're coming up
She
to
does
you.
anyway.
And you're doing this, Jean.
But she rushes us anyway, Piggy. What you are about?
What are you on
I
about?
was talking to her about under the cupboard, you know.
What do you mean?
I asked her, someone's got his back at school. When would you like to do the cupboard thing? I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you to say something.
We all were waiting for everyone.
And Mum goes, I was waiting for you. I'm like, Mum, we have to wait for you to say if we're ready or not. Not the other way around, because it's your stuff.
Yeah, it looks like many people in the family has been having an affair.
Told you.
Well, one guy's had many. Fucking hell. Look how many fucking wives he's fucking
but
people
I said-
shagged.
As I told you, they're all. This is why they're hiding, because if people find out the truth, they won't be as popular anymore. Do you know what I mean? They won't be known as oh look at that family, they're amazing, they're a good.
It's not just that though. It is about the family.
Their reputations will be ruined.
Is what he is.
Good. This is fucking deserve it though. It's like you all thinking now I'm gonna expose you. For the
So they want. This guy wanted to know what's, because he feels like the family's hiding something. Because they want to do a DNA test, and this woman, she's the one who announced we should do the DNA test. She checked some DNA away. She goes, "Oh, I thought we needed a new."
No, I think
They think she's hiding something.
because someone might be there and it might not even be their blood.
Yep, that's why they want us to find out. So Jane Newmeyer. We're missing a photo for her. Susan Ford. So I've got those. Found it. Again. And then we now want to do this. Is Tris what's she is from she might be her. Could be one he married. I'm not sure. Okay, here we go. So I'm missing a photo somewhere. I've got a photo of a baby with chocolate face. Who's missing? That good. Okay, we do have some more hidden photos somewhere. Okay. Well, we've got to get some side photos here. So if we've got some photos here. So it's got to be meaning to these photos. So some of these might belong to these lot. Winning like a newborn baby. I'm so sorry, I got the burp. Okay, set up on the side. These two I think are the one. He might have been him. And now it's time to reveal all possible Roottrees and then to put dedication. They've been able to search reveal the truth. You have 30 possible Roottrees left to identify. And then, so he has a chance that he might be a Rootter, not sure. missing something? Did we do it right?
Beatrice and Courtney May. Clark, can you swing another test against Bonnie's DNA?
This time I'll be sure to have them verify both samples in person.
1 week later.
Using the family tree you filled out, as well as DNA tests, we were able to uncover the truth behind all the inconsistencies. Clark's handling the business, but I've come to thank you and fill you in on everything we've learned. Buckle up, because it's been one heck of a week. Actually, that's an understatement. It's not every week you discover your family company is being sabotaged by someone they trusted. But that's the kind of time we've been having. Like I said, buckle up. Maybe grab some popcorn. We'll start with Guy
It turns out
Hudson.
some people who they thought were blood related, not blood related at all. So someone in the family
It's making lies.
is not actually blood related.
So they need to find
Guy
out
had a
who
frankly ridiculous number of potential children.
Yeah.
What shocked me is how many graduated from potential to confirmed. We can even prove he was aware of them. The smoking gun was how he used company money to pay off a lot of women. He hid it with a method inspired by his idol, Elias. 5-piece flavors. The flavors he was paying to research were a ruse.
She is the
girl.
daughter of the first family.
Yeah.
She's the only one who's got was banished from the family with her gay uncle.
Yeah.
He
who was a
developed
godfather.
flavors based on the initials of the women he was paying, which was really stupid, considering one of their names started with X. Let's start with Christine. Guy was paying her under the name Caviar, but there were some other clues. James was born 9 months after Zach's party. Christine was there with Guy, and when she got pregnant, she panicked. Steve stepped up. He even turned it into one of his recipe stories. Not all of Guy's affairs led to offspring. He may have slept with Robin Martin, but she didn't have children, so we'll never know. Also, not every child of Guy's affair partners were his. Robert Garland was born after his parents had already moved to Boston.
Yeah, so they said these two were twins, but the one, he's definitely blood related, he isn't.
Skipping Beatrice for now. Up next is Lang Xin Yu. When Guy showed up in China, she was into America. And Americans. Dare I say redheads, even? When she got pregnant, her father paid key genes to fake IVF. They claimed her sister was unable to conceive, but her sister and Jerry had their own son.
Yeah.
How do they get exposed?
She is also blood related to the family because
No, but what I mean,
we exposed for them because they left so much clues for us. to
Sonia
talk
Alves
about.
was soon after.
figure out what you
Nia was married at a very young age to a much older husband. She resented him.
We
I
have
don't
to
blame
help
her.
them because she
They
wants to know
allegedly
the
spent
truth.
no
Then
time
her
together in private.
One of her blood relative came, even though he had been divorced and married multiple times, he even said he didn't want his family's wealth. He just wants to find the truth, who's actually blood related. And if these people are coming up to him and their family saying we're blood related, he wants the truth. He wants to find out now if there's any more blood related. And it turns out one of their family couldn't keep it in their pants and fucked nearly every woman he sees in every country. So we got to
Guy
find
was
out
in
who's blood
Brazil
related too.
during Christmas 1979. It's the only Christmas not
No,
in
we
the
only give it to
records.
people who asked for it.
Flavio
That was
was
her
born
and
9
her
months later,
relative.
and like the others, Guy started paying Sonia.
we found out,
Mm.
correct?
He's blood related to the family.
Last was Susan Ford, hired to translate for Guy's overseas
After we give-
trips.
Exposed it to the family.
It's easy to read.
Yeah,
She and Guy were witnessed together
That's the
near
whole
the end
point.
of
She
his
wants the
life.
family to know the truth.
And then
It's
what
going to
happens
destroy-
when
Susan's
you are
husband
not
was
family?
convinced he couldn't
It's
be the
going to
father
break
of
the
her
family.
daughters.
It's
Guy,
gonna,
though,
it's
paid
going to hurt
double.
the family
The
terribly.
price of twins.
Deserve it for kicking her.
Yep, he's got twin daughters.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
You deserve it for kicking them out.
So, what about
For kicking her
5
out, for staying
Ps?
with the
Felix
family.
Fellow's mother, Joanna, doesn't have a 5 pieces flavor. On top of that, his mother already left the company by the time Guy became president, and his lyrics indicate he was born sometime around 1975. Alone, that wouldn't necessarily prove it.
What do you think?
But there are some suspicious connections between Felix and the company's They both grew up in Portland, in foster care, and according to the local paper, they definitely knew one another.
Not always.
Ruby was the one who approached the Roottrees to begin with. It was all a setup. Ruby and Felix saw my book's challenge to the Clancet Trust as an opportunity. His mother really had worked for Roottree, and Ruby was a respected lawyer. She exploited my family's greed, worked her way into control of the trust, and ensured Felix got a piece. But they made some. If you look at the 2 DNA tests that Ruby handled, they were both supposedly tested against Bonnie Hudson. But the 2 signatures that should both represent Bonnie don't match. After Clark and I confronted her, Ruby lawyered up. Ironic, I know. We suspect Ruby had Donatico test Felix against his own mother's DNA. He had a hairbrush of hers. They sent the female sample in remotely. On the second test, Bonnie's sample was tested locally, but Courtney May's was not. Ruby's been throwing away samples. We think she sent her own hair instead of Courtney May's, but it could have been anyone's. Ruby and Felix were in cahoots. As for why, they were both advocates of wealth redistribution, a noble effort. But once they controlled the family fortune, they became just as greedy as the worst members of my family. The money corrupted them. They were so eager to personally wield the wealth for their own cause that they sabotaged any other claims. That finally brings us to Anonymom, aka Beatrice Watts. Her tales of Guy's parties and payoffs were true. She even approached Ruby before 5Ps was on news time. Ruby used Beatrice's truths to make Felix's lies feel real, then ruin the DNA test so that Beatrice looked phony in the public court of opinion. I feel worst for her in all of this.
That is horrible. So the woman who'd claimed that she had a son with Thingied tampered with her DNA, saying she's not blood related to the family, and she was.
I wonder.
That's why the woman.
Probably don't want nothing
This
to
is
do
why. No, she didn't tamper with it. Another woman did, and she tampered with her DNA because she was a baby and everything. And she's felt so sorry for this woman and her family because they didn't know they were actually blood related.
While
That's what it was all
Ruby and
thing.
Felix stole the show, there were some other potential new family members as well. Miracle Roottree
Looks
was
like-
less of an
looks like
open
some
and shut
family
case.
Were working together.
Of course.
That
hide
said,
evidence.
it's very likely he had a son with Mary Beth Clementine, not Stewart. Mary Beth adopted him before she ever set foot in Butler County. That leaves Mark. The timeline fits. He showed up about 9 months after Mary Beth visited Miracle, and the basket baby story is a bit too. If that's not enough
It's all
on
about
its
the wealth in
own,
this
That's what I'm
family.
saying. They're trying to get rid of many
he was also bailed out by the sister of Edith Roottree, Miracle Jr.'s wife, after she changed her name to win that silly contest. Our best guess is that Mark was told by his mother whose son he was, and used that fact to put some pressure on Miracle Jr. We have no real proof of that, but nothing else really makes sense for why they'd be connected in that way.
They're not going to be happy about it. Because they're going to be exposed.
Guess what? He's blood late to the family.
And not the other one.
Yeah. He's been arrested and everything like that. Okay, I think it's because he's been pressured. into
Elias's
things.
affair was the
by his
most
mother.
ambiguous. Gwyneth was able to coerce Elias to do things he wouldn't have otherwise done.
Guarantee.
like pressure to include me in the family. My son even mentioned them arguing about someone named Beth. Combined with Gwyneth's lisp, it's possible the name was actually Bess. Unfortunately, all we know about Bess Williams is that she wrote his book and died not long after, leaving her only son an orphan. The timeline fits with Wildcat, but there's no record if she had any other relationship. Honestly, I wouldn't say we had enough evidence either way. I wouldn't be surprised if Elias cheated. Of course, I'm a bit biased. Regardless, we haven't gotten in touch with any of the Williams clan yet. That means we haven't been able to do a DNA test. As Clark mentioned, from here on out, all of our DNA tests will be in person for both parties.
It's hard to tell if he was bloodline or not, because his mother is...
Lastly, we have a bit of a curveball. Ron Roottree isn't related to us by blood. Gwyn was definitely pregnant, so it's likely Robbie is. When Ron and Robbie went to visit their mother at the end of her life, something changed. Additionally, there have been a few rumors circling around Ron. RR Productions canceled the Guys Like Us remake due to the director's illness. At the same time, Ron's wife Penelope began doing benefits for Huntington's disease, stating that she had become familiar with it. Huntington's is the same disease that Gwyn's former co-star Leslie Florence had. It's passed from parent to child. It can't skip a generation. Because Gwyn and Wild Bill didn't have Huntington's, and Ron seems to, it's impossible Gwyn was his mother. I recently confirmed all this with Ron. At the end of her life, Gwyn told Ron the story. Leslie and Bill had an affair the same year Leslie learned she had Huntington's. Leslie got pregnant. Leslie wasn't likely to survive to see her child grow up. And even if she did, she didn't want to be a burden. She begged Gwyn and Wild Bill to adopt her child. Gwyn did. Mere weeks after she found out she was having her own son, she also took in Ron. Wild Bill was a problem. Unreliable and a serial adulterer. Gwyn divorced him and never saw him again. Gwyn had already told Starlet she was pregnant, so it never really made waves when people saw her with a child in Paris. There was gossip during her divorce when she was discovered to be pregnant again. In actuality, it was the final months of her only pregnancy. To lay low, she stayed in Paris long enough that even her own family never had reason to question the timeline. It's one heck of a story, and frankly nobody could be expected to piece the timeline together, not with what few mentions of Gwyn's past have survived. But the Huntingtons itself? That's proof.
Yep, two brothers. One is not bloodline, one's came from another man.
Ron suing Robbie to remove him from the Clancid Trust was a huge moment in my story, and a major catalyst for this entire investigation. Finding out that it's been pretty much backwards this whole time has been a bit surreal. So that's where we're at. Looking over the information you sent us was invaluable. You got everything absolutely correct. Why did we even bother hiring a team? You figured it all out solo. All this information, this entire story. It's a lot, in more ways than one. Some of it has the potential to destroy marriages and ruin relationships. We're handling it all very, very carefully. But we couldn't have gotten here without you. And with that, I guess our tale has finally, truly come to an end.
I must have tiny feet.
What a
So I
strange
just saw the
one
booth,
it
it looks
was.
so tiny. I must be very an alien.
No words can express how grateful I am to you for untangling this mess. Honestly, I've had enough of my family's eccentricities and scandals for one lifetime. I imagine you have as well. And if not, well, there's always Elias's and Gwyneth's brothers and sisters.
Well, guys, I think we completed the family thing. I just saw it there, and I saw it on Steam, and it was calling my name.
That completes everything then.
Yeah, so there was another part of the thing where it turns out certain family members had an affair.
Okay,
were believed to have affairs. So some of them weren't true,
No, but what
and
I'm saying
some
is,
were.
She's telling you all this, so she already knew. So why is she telling you this?
No, she didn't tell you about this part. It was this bald-headed man.
No, I'm saying like, since you know all this, what's the main thing?
They just wanted the truth, to be honest. I'll show you the tree now what we got.
No, I know, no, but 1 minute, what? Like you're a detective, so you're a police, right?
No, we're just a random person.
So wait, so because you did all,
So,
no, but 1 minute, because you did all that. What happened?
well, the family's going to sort it out now. So, from the
Why
beginning,
did you tell the woman and all that?
she had two children.
No,
Only two.
Vicky, I don't know, but 1 minute.
Mm.
What happens after you told the woman that?
You get paid. She's going to give you her part of the family inheritance.
I was paid, I'd be like, no.
So, this is the woman. This is her.
No, but I'm
That's the woman we saw. This is her younger years.
no, but what I'm
She
saying-
came.
No, but what I'm saying is,
I know.
those who tried to break
Oh.
would they not get anything? Because I think they should. Because
They won't. Their half heirs were cut out. So this is her father, and this is her uncle. He been cut out of the family because he's in a relationship with a man. It says here he is her guardian and adopted or otherwise. So if anything happened to her father, he takes her in.
or it's because she's
Because he died, she went to him. So these two got banned from the family. So these children will not have inherited any of it because of it.
well, I think it's still what.
All this all started with him and his children and his wife. They died. A plane exploded, killed all three of his children and himself and his wife. So this downwards are all dead.
Can I say what's weird?
Hmm.
There's no way that would have been answered.
And then this guy here is the one who came. It's in the next chapter we just did.
Yeah, no, but 1 minute.
He had a suspicion because he felt people in the family will hide things ever since she spilled the beans about the truth of their family, about him. I don't think it's not what it seems.
How they died. I think those who died probably was
So if we go down here, so this woman, who is the family thing, she had two sons.
one of
Turns out the one here who's got, had children of his own, are not blood related.
So he gets nothing.
He gets nothing.
Oh, I don't think he's gonna like that. I don't think she's gonna.
So he's not happy. She's not happy about that. But he's fully blood related. He's not.
Oh, so he probably won't give a shit then.
And then got this family. So this one over here was accused of cheating. So if we go all the way down, so this is the founder of the family.
Yeah, but
They said he had an affair with Beth, the founder of the family.
does it get into it?
It's not sure. They need the blood DNA from these people.
Unless they're not gonna get it, are they?
Well, they haven't contacted them yet. They're trying to contact them
I think they should.
to see if they can prove it or not. That's why we put a question mark, because the timeline seems right, but there's not much evidence, and we don't have blood samples, so we can't prove this.
So pretty much, it's a most likely people.
And then you got the younger brother was accused of having an affair as well.
Most likely.
Turns out only one of these children are his. It's their youngest son. Oh, did you just run away? I was talking to you. Come back to me, food. Oh yeah. See? She shut the door. Be right back.
Oh, fuck it.
It's leverage. Have you heard that sound? Let's turn on that chair. So I'm going to think between everything. So you can click those to change their appearance. thing if they had 2 children. Ready or not, here you come. Shaking the air hole. Ching ching. Ching ching ching. The Roottree got the flow. We can't deny that. So, someone's got a mentor on the floor. Interesting. I said end it here for you guys, so that was it from this. I hope you enjoyed. I'll leave in the description below where you can get skiing and the main road. So bye bye.